All right, welcome to our explainer. Today, we're digging into a really tough story where a budding music career has just slammed head-on into a very, very serious criminal charge. We're talking about the case of the singer D4vd. So the person at the center of all this is the artist D4vd. You might know him. He's really started to break through recently, building up a huge following. People are really into his unique sound and his songwriting. But that whole career path, it took an incredibly sharp, unexpected turn. He's now facing one of the most serious charges you can get. Okay, let's get into what we actually know so far. First up, let's look at this shocking accusation. We're going to break down the details of the charges that have been filed against him. So when you boil it all down, the reporting from CBS News lays out two core pieces here. You've got the accused, D4vd, the singer and songwriter, and then you have the charges. First-degree murder plus some other related charges. And, first-degree murder, that's a huge deal. It implies premeditation, making it one of the absolute most serious crimes you can be charged with. Now, it is absolutely crucial to remember that at the very heart of this legal case, there is a victim. We need to talk about who she was. According to the reports, every single charge in this case is connected to the death of a 14-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And for the prosecution, her story is, well, it's everything. It's the entire basis of their case. Okay, let's look at the timeline of how this all went down, because when you see the sequence of events, it's pretty stunning how fast everything escalated. I mean, just look at this progression. In April 2026, on the 17th, the first news hits that D4vd's been arrested. By the 20th, just a few days later, we're hearing that a murder charge is probably on its way. And then bam, the very next day, April 21st, he's in court, he's officially charged, and he's entering the plea. For a case this serious, that kind of speed is, wow, it's really something else. So the charges are on the table. That brings us to the next huge moment, D4vd's response in court. And this is the big question, right? How did D4vd actually respond when he was formally faced with these charges? Because his answer really sets the stage for this entire legal battle. The answer was two simple words: not guilty. Now, it's important to understand what that means. A not guilty plea isn't him on the stand saying, I didn't do it. It's a formal legal response that basically says to the prosecution, okay, you think you have a case, prove it. It puts the entire burden on them to prove their claims beyond a reasonable doubt. All right, so let's pull all this together and just recap what we know for sure at this point. These are the confirmed facts. So here's the bottom line. We know the singer D4vd is officially charged with first-degree murder. We know the charges are tied to the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And we know he has formally pleaded not guilty in court. The case is now officially moving forward. These are the bedrock facts, the things we know for sure as this long legal journey gets started. So with that not guilty plea, the battle lines are officially drawn. And it all comes down to this one central question that will define everything from here on out. What is the evidence actually going to reveal? That's what we'll all be watching for.